I'll break my staff, bury it certain fathoms in the earth.
After 43 years at the Stratford Festival, Martha Henry is still breaking new ground. She's playing Prospero in The Tempest as a woman, a concept she initially rejected.
I thought, no. No, I couldn't do that. No. Shakespeare wrote men and Shakespeare wrote women. Come away, servant. Come. I'm ready now.
But as Henry studied the text, she says she discovered a feminine energy to Prospero, something she hadn't noticed back in 1962 when she made her Stratford debut playing Prospero's daughter, Miranda, opposite William Hunt. Now at age 80, Henry's the one in the lead. She says in a classical company, that's rare.
Can you imagine that Shakespeare didn't write any parts for women my age? So I kind of thought, well, that's it for me. That's the end of my acting career. And then Antony came up with this idea.
Today, I went back in time to one of the early rehearsals we did.
That would be Antony Cimolino, director of The Tempest and artistic director of the whole festival.
Some of the very, very finest, I'd say more than 50% of our finest actors are female. There, I've said it. And now they get to play the parts they should be playing. What's wrong with that?
My brave spirit.
Cimolino says Henry's casting is one part of a larger theme.
We put together the season this year around the idea of freedom, finding freedom, and it felt to me like gender fluidity and was part of that discussion.
Yes, Christina.
But it's hard to know how audiences will respond to another kind of gender bending when a woman plays a man as a man. Seana McKenna will do that later this season as Julius Caesar.
Who doesn't want to be an emperor?
McKenna says Shakespeare may have written more female roles if women had been allowed on stage in his time.
Now we say, well, you know what? We're allowed to now, so let's take up some space. I think we're just blurring the edges of gender. I think we're saying these are roles and characters first. Maybe gender is secondary.
Which characters?
Playing with gender roles also means altering costumes to fit a woman's body, something director Kira Loughran tackled for The Comedy of Errors.
We looked at having the Duke, who runs the place and is in charge, being played by a man, but in a costume that sort of accentuates a feminine form. You can see it's a very sexy skirt.
The entire play takes place in a completely gender-fluid world, and Loughran says it's okay if audience members leave the theater with questions.
Especially when we're in such a diverse community. Not everyone will like it, but if you can have a good conversation about it, and if it can make you, like, challenge the way you think in a way that's open and curious, that's how culture, I think, grows.
And hopefully, she says, all the shows are an entertaining ride along the way. Stephanie Skandaris, CBC News, Stratford, Ontario.
So we were talking about that bomb threat tonight in Stratford that has delayed the official opening of The Tempest. The festival's artistic director, Antony Cimolino, sent out a comforting tweet. Further to tonight's cancellation of The Tempest, we'll provide more information as it becomes available. I'm sitting with Martha Henry, who is holding Prospero's staff. She will work her magic soon.